All right, folks, got head coach Jim Larrañaga here. We'll start with, we'll jump right into questions. If you have questions for Coach L, please use the hand raise function and wait to be called on. We'll start with Nora Kent from Category 5. Nora?
Hi, Coach L. Thank you
Hi,
so much.
Nora. How are you? Are we going to have a good group tomorrow?
Yes, Coach. It's going to be sold out student section.
That is great. Very excited.
I know. We're very excited for it. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us today. And I'm just wondering if you can talk a little bit about what this Florida State versus Miami rivalry means to you as a coach.
Well, I think everybody in the ACC has one school that they battle for everything. And quite frankly, the one that's talked about the most is Duke versus Carolina. But in football, it's Miami versus Florida State. Well, we've tried Leonard Hamilton and I have tried to battle each other for the last 12 years and make our rivalry as good as any as there is in the ACC. And I think the game tomorrow will be a shining example of two teams trying to win the war.
Go to Michelle Kaufman from the Miami Herald. Michelle?
Hey, Jim. I have two questions, Alex. I hope that's okay. One, I just have to ask you about the report that just came out. The NCAA announced about Katie Meyer and the women's basketball program suffering some sanctions due to meetings with NIL and John Ruiz and all these things. I'm just wondering, as the men's coach in the program and the changing landscape of college basketball, does it concern you? Just what's your reaction to what went down today?
Well, my first reaction is I'm so focused on preparing my team for Florida State. And I do not want to be distracted by any other topic of conversation. My feeling is that tell me what the rules are and we'll follow the rules. And that's it. My staff and I are committed to doing things the right way. And I know our department does too. So I'm focused on Florida State. So,
all right. Well, I have a question about Florida State then. The last time you played them, I mean, it's always been a great rivalry. Last time you played them, it was really a one-sided game. I'm just wondering what you're expecting from them tomorrow. Are you expecting a different kind of team tomorrow? Tina, por favor. Tina, por favor.
Was that your Spanish coming out? You're muted. You're still muted.
Yes, that was my Spanish. No, just what do you expect from FSU tomorrow? What kind of a different game might you expect from them? Because it was a game.
Every time you play an opponent, even if it's for the second or third time, things change. The first time we played Louisville at Louisville, our first conference game, we played terrific. And the second time we played them, it was a dogfight from start to finish. Mm-hmm. The first time we played Florida State at Florida State, we played terrific from start to finish. But Florida State has had the whole week off to prepare for us. I'm sure they are going to be as focused as we are, and it should be a great college basketball game.
Thank you.
Go to Azubi Charles from Kane Sport. Azubi.
Hey, Coach, kind of just going off what you said about playing a team twice in the season, just what makes it so difficult seeing an opponent the second time around, and what's really been your message to the guys heading into this matchup?
Well, the first thing is you have a little bit of history now. You've played them once before. Depending on how that game turned out and how you break down the video afterwards as to whether you feel like you executed your game plan or not. And then that helps you kind of formulate your game plan for game two. We've done that as a coaching staff. We hope to implement that in practice today and hopefully execute it tomorrow.
More questions for Coach L? Go back to Michelle.
Jim, I want to ask you, this is the first time you'll be playing this week since you're on top of the conference now. You're the first place team in the conference. I'm just wondering does that change the mindset at all? Do you think does it put any pressure on the team that you're now on the top and you're sort of defending the top position? And, what do you think these last couple of games will be like as far as the fight for the championship, for the league championship?
Well, the first thing is, we've said it all season long, you got to take things one game at a time. You can't look forward, you can't look back. You really need to understand that execution is the most important thing. Play really hard, play really smart, and play together. Because it doesn't matter what you ranked. You know, it doesn't matter where you were ranked in the preseason or where you ranked in the polls. It matters how well you play on the day you play that opponent. So we've got to play our best basketball on Saturday, tomorrow, 4 p.m. Nothing else matters.
We'll go to Chris Damon from the Miami Hurricane.
Hey, coach. You guys are on a 7-game winning streak currently, so you have a lot of momentum. How important is it to have momentum going into the postseason, the ACC tournament, and the NCAA tournament?
Well, I think every coach in the country would tell you they want to be playing their best basketball in March. That's when championships are won. So we want to be playing our best. We do have a 7-game winning streak. It's my understanding that it's the longest winning streak in the country at this moment. But the focus has got to be one game at a time. We got to get ready for Florida State. After that game, we've got to get ready for Pitt.
Go back to Azubi.
Hey, coach, just on this 7-game win streak, from your perspective, what's really clicking with the guys to, make the engine run so smoothly right now and everything?
Well, when I was asked that the other day, I clearly answered it in a very simple fashion. It's been our preparation. We've had great practices. A lot of the credit goes to our scout team. Many of them are freshmen, but they are preparing the starters and our 8-man rotation so that we're playing our best basketball under game conditions. The scout team has to simulate the opponent. They got to run their offense, they got to play their defense, and it's got to be realistic enough that the starters and the subs know what they have to do to play well.